Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Devour. Level up every day, countdown to Invincibility. Chapter 61. Is the martial arts tournament ahead of schedule? Chin Mu calculated that it was probably a few days earlier than expected. The crisis in the 9th level dragon nest is so serious that all the masters need to be mobilized to suppress it. At this time, if we still don't give up on the martial arts tournament. Chin Mu had only one answer in his mind. That was the 9th level dragon nest, which was more serious than expected. The league's top management has decided not to solve Dragon's Nest in a short time, but will pay more attention to the cultivation of talents. Go. You must go. Chin Mu didn't think much and replied directly. Time really waits for no one. The only thought in my heart is enough to support me until I become the master, but what happens after that? Long Xing's control technique seems to be the only thing he can think of as his limit. Even the White Sword sect may not have master-level techniques. The trial of dominance is a free opportunity, there is no reason to waste it. Wood. Ling Qinzu quietly walked to the side. I have seen the Tianlu group's model. It is true that the methods are outrageous, but why do I always feel that it is full of loopholes? Why was such a large-scale cruel plan concealed for so many years? Who is supporting Tianlu group behind the scenes? Chin Mu rolled his eyes at her. What? Do you have the ability to investigate the black market, or do you have the ability to investigate the city lord? Or do you want to investigate the Federal Council and the Warriors Alliance together? Ah, Ling Qinzu was stunned immediately. Chin Mu ignored her and pushed her out of the room. Goodbye. Come see me again when you have the ability. Snapped. The door is closed. What's the situation? I was kicked away. Ling Qinzu stood outside the door, dumbfounded and unable to react for a long time. Outside the city, in an abandoned city 700 miles away from Zhongcheng, Lu Tian and the other 7 group masters gathered together. Brother Tian, what should we do now? If you can't go back to Zhongcheng, the Warriors Alliance is wanted globally. I'm afraid the other cities will also be dead ends. A Grand Master asked. Lu Tian looked cold and replied casually. Don't worry, I have arrangements in York City. You can go whenever you want. The most important thing now is to take back the warehouse. Then click on Smart. What was playing in front of me was the final scene captured by Zhongcheng's drone, of the Master of Command prying up the entire warehouse. Kevin, are the results out? A killer-looking young man wearing black clothes appeared in the projection. He seemed to be an intelligence. But unlike other smart shapes, Kevin, a young man with both physical and spiritual features, has lively eyes. Even if you look carefully, you can't tell whether this is smart or not. Well, the analysis model I just made, the result is really surprising. The matching rate between the governing Grandmaster and Chin Mu is as high as 53.22%, which is the highest among all the telepathy masters in Longxing. As for the warehouse, that volume was flying in the air, but I didn't find any alarm records. There is a 70% chance that the warehouse did not leave the Tianlu Group headquarters at all, and there is a 30% chance that the Grand Master took the warehouse with him and chose to travel underground. Chin Mu, is it really him? After Lu Tian heard this, he couldn't believe it. No matter what, the combat power of a commanding Grand Master cannot be applied to a young man who has just completed his martial arts exam. But the probability given by Kevin is already over 50%. It doesn't look high, but you have to know. Lu Tian has never seen anything wrong with Kevin's analysis. Then we can't let this kid go. There is no news about the warehouse anywhere. Chin Mu must have dragged it underground. Kevin, we don't have a spiritual master here. It's obviously impossible to go deep underground to find the warehouse. Is there anything you can do? Pa. Kevin in the projection snapped his fingers and said confidently, just ask me. Wu Poxing convened a martial arts conference in advance and released all the quotas for the domination trial. Although that Chin Mu used other methods to achieve Grandmaster strength, the chance of passing the martial arts competition is still less than 3%. But it doesn't matter. As long as the Martial Arts Alliance has a sound mind, they will definitely find a way to give him a spot. The opportunity is here. After hearing this, Lu Tian thought for a moment and suddenly realized, that's right. The trial of dominance is in the wild. Quickly, contact William in York City. If I don't cut that kid into pieces this time with my own hands, how can I relieve the hatred in my heart? Zhongcheng Martial Arts School. Qin Mu had just fooled Ling Qinzu into leaving and ordered a takeaway breakfast when the doorbell rang again. What the hell? Is takeout so fast? Crunch. The takeaway boy was nowhere to be seen, but Bai Qingyan rushed in with a solemn expression. Follow. The door was closed by Bai Qingyan. Qin Mu, tell me honestly, was you the controlling Grand Master yesterday? The night passed. Bai Qingyan still couldn't find any clues about the commanding master. From what she knew, Qin Mu's talent was incredible. The skills are progressing rapidly, but in the past 10 days, Xinyan has only reached a great level of practice, so it is impossible for him to have the combat power of a master. Unless, Qin Mu's talent is so unbelievable that no one can understand it. While his level as a telepathic master has skyrocketed, his skills have also skyrocketed. Director Bai, I don't understand what you are saying. Qin Mu looked casual and leaned lazily on the sofa. Can't understand. Bai Qingyan's chest couldn't help but rise and fall with anger. Wanzhong Pavilion has the information about all the telepathy masters in Longxing. It is impossible for any telepathy master with the power of a Grand Master to appear in Zhongcheng yesterday. Tell me, who else can do it except you? Do it. Tisk, I don't know. Maybe Tianlu Group has angered the gods. Anyway, it has nothing to do with me. Qin Mu knew that the other party had no evidence and would not admit it yesterday. Then tell me, where did you go after you left the martial arts gym at 12 o'clock last night? Bai Qingyan checked the information and asked again. Qin Mu, the weather was nice last night, so I went out to practice. Bai Qingyan felt like he had nowhere to start with Qin Mu in this state, but after thinking about it, he smiled and said. Okay, it doesn't matter if you don't admit it. You just got the credit for catching the Tianlu Group's crimes, but you won't get any of it. Cut. You dare to use a set of tricks to deceive children in front of you. Of course Qin Mu would not be fooled. Tianlu Group does not do personnel matters. I wonder if Director Bai has done any personnel matters. The culprit, Lu Tian. Have you caught him? Have you caught the other masters of the Tianlu Group? Have you wiped out the hunting teams of the Tianlu Group in the wild? Asked 3 times in a row. It completely made Bai Qingyan blush. Snort. That guy Lu Tian is inhumane, and the Warriors Alliance will never let him live. Puff. If you don't let him live, then he is still alive. Pig. Qin Mu really couldn't stand these senior leaders of the Warrior Alliance. Good fellow, I've been killing warrior apprentices for 10 years under your eyes, don't you know? Now that you know it, why are you letting him go? Bai Qingyan also looked ashamed. This, you don't understand. Lu Tian will definitely die at the hands of the Alliance anyway. This is not something you need to worry about. The problem now is the Dragon's Nest and the Trial of Dominance. When Qin Mu heard this, he became interested. What happened to Dragon Nest? Bai Qingyan was stunned for a moment, and his eyes suddenly turned solemn when he looked at Qin Mu. Qin Mu, I don't care if you were yesterday's Grand Master, but with your talent, it won't be a problem to be promoted to Grand Master. The 9th level Dragon Nest, there are 3 Dragon Stars in total. Zhong City seems to be the weakest among them at present, but even with the presence of my grandfather and hundreds of Grand Masters reinforced by the Alliance, they still dare not attack the Dragon Nest. Really, Qin Mu knew that Dragon Nest and the others couldn't be solved. If you don't dare to challenge, then nothing will happen. As long as you can hold on. What does it mean to be able to hold on? Bai Qingyan didn't understand what Qin Mu meant. In the confrontation state, the Master cannot move, the Grand Master cannot move, what about the other ferocious beasts? Can't deal with them. One thing goes off the other. In less than 3 years, Dragon Star's situation may be even worse than during the Cataclysm. 3 years. Unnecessary. I need a year. Qin Mu felt relieved a little, stood up, took the takeout, and started eating. Qin Mu, you. Bai Qingyan was confused by Qin Mu's state. I say all this just because I want you to cheer up. You must know the responsibilities you shoulder. You must win a place in the martial arts competition, pass the command trial, and obtain the skills. Bliss. Qin Mu swallowed a large piece of beef in one gulp and said with satisfaction. If you really want to, just give me a spot. Puff. Bai Qingyan almost spit out his blood. Aren't you wasting all the Alliance leaders' hard work in vain? This martial arts competition, in addition to quotas, is also intended to arouse the sense of crisis among Dragon Star warriors. Without the will to win or lose, how can one achieve success in martial arts? During the Great Catastrophe, among the Alliance leader, Grandfather, Thunderblade, Sword Maniac, Spear King and many other seniors, which one was not trained through life and death? Depend on. I thank him. Qin Mu shook his head slightly. The dragon's nest is so dangerous now, and you can't solve it outside Lu Tian. Isn't it embarrassing to organize a martial arts conference? Oh, Bai Qingyan's eyes flashed with realization. It is indeed you. You are just worried about being ambushed by Lu Tian and others when you leave the city. Bai Qingyan snorted coldly. The majestic ruling Grandmaster is still afraid of a sneak attack by the warrior Grandmaster. Qin Mu finished his breakfast in 2 mouthfuls. Now, let me make it clear first, I am not the Grand Master. Also, even the Grand Master is afraid of sneak attacks. If you are not afraid, I suggest you kill Lu Tian alone, and then bravely break into the dragon's nest and kill the super dragon beast. Bai Qingyan's face turned green and red when he was retorted, and he turned away. Don't provoke me. If necessary, I will naturally fight into the dragon's lair. And you don't have to worry about being attacked. The martial arts competition will be changed to an online competition, using virtual equipment and fully simulated combat. Virtual device, Qin Mu said in confusion. This is not a game. The latency is so high and the combat power is not matched. Fighting is just like playing. How can we compare? Bai Qingyan suddenly showed a proud smile. You haven't seen a virtual device, right? Right. A power at the level of Zhongcheng Martial Arts School can be equipped with at most 2 or 3 fully virtual devices, and each warrior's usage time is limited. While talking, Bai Qingyan opened his palm, and a small white hairpin appeared in his hand. Martial God Temple, fully virtual, 100% scene model, 100% warrior simulation, even a great master can exert full combat effectiveness. Quantum communication, 0 delay. If you can't win against your opponent in the martial temple, you can't win in real life either. Damn it, can holographic products also perfectly demonstrate the combat effectiveness of warriors? Where the hell does this Zenith Star technology come from? Quantum communication is understandable, but holographic equipment is completely understandable. Qin Mu was secretly stunned. Why does this Dragon Star's technology tree feel a bit weird? Do you want it? Bai Qingyan raised his eyebrows and said with seductive eyes, join the peripheral members of Wanzhong Pavilion, and I can give you one for free. Peripheral members. No more core members. Depend on. There is no such thing as a free lunch in the world. If there are only 2 or 3 such valuable items in the entire Zhongcheng Martial Arts Gym, the price must be extremely heavy. Goodbye. Go slowly without seeing you off. Since Qin Mu knows about the online assessment and can display his strength 100%, he doesn't need to think too much. The upgrade is done. As for this martial arts temple, you can buy it if you have money. Don't you think about it? Bai Qingyan was obviously ready to accept this reply. Only peripheral members are needed, there are not so many rules. Goodbye. Qin Mu half pushed and half shoved Bai Qingyan, who kept selling, out the door. The next day, Guo Yue also came here. Regarding the martial arts temple, he could apply for an increase in usage time. Qin Mu didn't want it. At night, Qin Mu gained upgrade points again. There will be a competition in 3 days. After deducting this point, there are still 3 points left to gain. What I'm thinking about now is whether the victory or defeat depends on telekinesis or control. If it is mental power, improve your cultivation. If you are in control, improve your skills. Upgrade your skills. Open black lens bracket ding. Xin Nian is the only one who has been successfully upgraded and is currently at level 8. Close black lens bracket. Qin Mu summoned the flying sword, but after trying it, he suddenly realized something was wrong. B-level exercises also have a bonus to telekinesis. I upgraded too quickly before, and my skills were saved too quickly, and I didn't feel anything at all. But now it seems that level 1 skills can increase telekinesis by at least 60%. Hiss, 60%. This is not a small number. Level 8 skills, an increase of 4.8 times. The basic attack is 90,000, and after the increase, it is 430,000. Full output, over 6 million attacks. And what about the green flame flying sword? An increase of 50%. This is the total increase in the power of 12 thoughts. Over 9 million attacks. Ha ha ha. Grandmaster 9th level. Qin Mu was ecstatic. That old bastard Lu Tian is only at the 9th level of Grandmaster, right? B-level skills are really awesome. Flying Blade. Qin Mu surpassed the Flying Blade. Use all your strength. Fang Fang. The Flying Blade tore through the air in the room, flashing back and forth. 14 Flying Blades. Qin Mu narrowed his eyes slightly. 2 more handles. Sharp. Calculated from the 12 Flying Blades just now, the attack exceeded 9 million. Counting now, it has steadily exceeded 10 million. I just don't know if the Grandmaster's starting attack is 10 million. Qin Mu didn't know much about the Grandmaster. Firstly, I don't have the master skills in my hand, and secondly, I only have the level information to control. With this authority, you cannot access any information about the Grandmaster. No matter what, my actual combat power is definitely not weaker than that of ordinary warriors at the Grandmaster level. Even if you encounter Bai Qingyan's nearly invincible Grandmaster's fighting power, you should still be able to fight. The improvement in strength made Qin Mu feel confident. After all, he levels up 1 level every day, and his strength increases at an explosive rate. If you attack me no matter what, can that warehouse still stop me? Qin Mu raised a smile at the corner of his mouth. Action is worse than excitement. Although there is constant noise outside, how many people can follow me? Walk. After walking around outside the city to confirm that Bai Qingyan was not following him, Qin Mu plunged into the artificial lake inside the city. Open a passage from the bottom of the lake and reach the underground cave in a short while. The 30-meter alloy warehouse stands quietly in the cave. Flying sword. Qin Mu stood at the door of the warehouse, gathered his mind power, and stabbed out with a sword. Puff. The green flame flying sword penetrated into the S-grade alloy, about a few millimeters away. What the hell? So cruel. Qin Mu was secretly speechless when he saw this. S-grade alloys are supposed to be benchmarked against Grandmasters. If it was a great master, he should be able to break through it easily. 2 possibilities: either the S-class alloy cannot be broken even by the Grandmaster, or it is the starting point for the Grandmaster, which is far from 10 million. Qin Mu thought for a moment and didn't waste any time. Yesterday I was pressed for time, so I gave up trying after just 1 sword strike. Today is all about sword thrusting. This pair of alloys has the highest breaking pressure. Although it is only a few millimeters, as long as it can be broken, it is only a matter of time. Qin Mu casually took back the flying sword. Come again. 1 sword, 2 swords, ... 7 swords. Phew. The entire blade of the green flame flying sword was submerged in the alloy. The A-grade alloy layer runs through it, and there is also an S-grade interlayer. Qin Mu followed up with several hits, and the entire layer of alloy broke through immediately. The rest is easy. The power of thought poured into the interior of the warehouse. After a while, Qin Mu found the mechanism of the alloy door and opened it all. Crunch. There was a sound from the warehouse door. Oh, as long as it's a door, it has to be opened. Qin Mu smiled slightly. Reach out and open the warehouse. Suddenly, hundreds of square meters of warehouses all fell into view. Close the door first. Qin Mu closed the door to prevent any electronic equipment inside from transmitting signals. As for quantum communication, then there is no way to block it. This is why Qin Mu doesn't want to wait any longer. On the first day, even if Lu Tian knew the location of the warehouse, he might not be able to get here. If you wait a few more days, it won't be easy to say. A-level sword, A-level battle suit, A-level shield. The 3 rows of cabinets in front of me all store A-level equipment. S-level, starting from the back is S-class. Battle sword, battle lance, battle axe, shield, battle suit. Get rich. Qin Mu knew that these were all ill-gotten gains. But it is precisely because of this that it can play its greatest role in your own hands. To someone else, can you help Zhang Cheng? Uncertain. Therefore, Qin Mu felt no psychological burden at all when the warehouse was moved. S-level combat knives, 30 pieces. S-class combat uniform, 20 pieces. S-class shield, 50 shields. S-level flying blades, 30 pieces. Well, pack first. Qin Mu took away all the flying blades that he could use, 2 extra pieces of combat uniforms as spares, and as many shields as possible. Wait a minute, if the Tianlu group is so rich, it can't only have S-level equipment, right? Over-equipment. Two three-dimensional cabinets stand separately with tempered glass. On the left is a completely black battle armor with a unique shape and quite extraordinary. On the right is an object that looks like a knife but not a sword, and looks like a sword but not a sword. Huh, there's an alarm. There's no power outage. Ah, Qin Mu flew his sword and slashed. Boom. The reinforced glass shattered instantly, and the beeping alarm sounded loudly. Stop screaming, it's useless to break your throat. Qin Mu's flying sword penetrated it, and the alarm shattered. The black armor feels cold to the touch. I don't know what kind of material it is made of. It doesn't look like alloy. Try. Qin Mu summoned the flying blade and gently stroked it on the armor's arm. No response. Use force. No reaction yet. Depend on. Qin Mu got a little excited. Here comes the sword. Swish. The green flame flying sword struck down in the air. This blow. Qin Mu had already used 50% of his telekinesis power. With a power comparable to the 5th level of a Grandmaster, even if it is an S-level alloy, I have to make a way for it to come out. Phew. The black armor only groaned, not even a sound could be heard. Qin Mu stretched out his hand and touched it. There was only a small dent at the place where the chop was made. After a while, the dent healed automatically. What the hell? SS level, at least SS level, maybe even higher. A battle armor that even the Grandmaster cannot break. Is this okay? If Lu Tian puts on this armor, can he still kill him? Bai Qingyan should turn around immediately when he sees it, right? Tisk tisk, it's mine now. Qin Mu directly changed the armor. The adaptive design made him feel no discomfort. In fact, it was more comfortable than the S-class battle suit. Put on another S-class battle suit outside. The sword strike just now was just a small crater, and the armor itself didn't even lose its shape. Doesn't it mean that this armor can even weaken the power of shock? Very likely. The more Qin Mu thought about it, the more he felt that this should be the case. Not only can it defend against perversion, it can even offset the power of shock. It's truly a divine armor. Tianlu Group, where did this kind of thing come from? The more you understand that armor is valuable. I know even more that this thing is rare. Will this kind of thing be sold in Wansheng Alliance? Never seen it. Qin Mu had never seen it before, and he couldn't find a battle armor of this level even after looking through the app of the 10,000 Shang Alliance. Lu Tian was able to break into a large Nuo group. In addition to being ruthless and inhumane, I'm afraid there are some things that outsiders don't know. Bai Qingyan couldn't kill him. The great masters in Zhongcheng might not be able to do anything to him. Gotta be careful. Maybe Lu Tian really has some amazing equipment in his hand that can threaten him. Well, it's not bad now. After all, I also have one of these armors. Qin Mu thought to himself that unless Lu Tian had weapons superior to this armor, it would not be enough to threaten him. There is also a cabinet. The strange weapon just now was caught in Qin Mu's hand. Tisk, I can't understand. This is really incomprehensible. The weapon is about 1.2 meters long, about 30 centimeters wide, and about 5 centimeters thick. It has no blades throughout. Right, just don't sharpen the edge. The appearance is so smooth that it even reflects all the gold around it under the light. There is not even a single crack to be found on the pure mirror surface. Qin Mu raised his weapon and watched. Damn, it's a weapon, it might as well be a box. A 5-centimeter box. What can be put there? Whatever it is, it must be something good. But damn, you should give me a lock. Qin Mu looked at it and just scratched his head. With such a smooth surface, no gaps, and no mechanism for opening and closing, how can it be opened? Open with your head. Qin Mu suddenly had a flash of inspiration. It's not necessary to use your head. How about trying it without telekinesis? Moment. The power of mind is attached to the surface of the weapon. Buzz. The moment the box came into contact with telekinesis, it let out a soft groan. Really telepathy. Qin Mu once again used his mind power to try to find the gap in the box. ... Still none. Hiss. Qin Mu had to say that this thing did have some tricks up its sleeve. The power of thought can be said to be pervasive. Even with the pure S alloy door just now, you can still find a gap to penetrate it, but the warehouse is designed and fortified layer by layer to block the entry of telekinesis. And this box, part-time work is simply about showing off its flawlessness. If you can't find the gap with your mind, you won't be able to find it with a magnifying glass or even a microscope. No, since telepathy reacts, it must be related to telepathy. Chin Yu is a little over the top now. If you don't give me a shot today, I won't leave. Psychic power. Give it to me. When I grabbed the box just now, it was just a mental force, now I continue to add more. Together. 2. Soon. 12 thoughts. Can I add more? Chin Yu was slightly surprised. To know. The green flame flying sword can only hold 12 telekinesis at most, but this useless box can actually hold telekinesis continuously. 13 ways. 14 ways. No more. Chin Yu really didn't have any more mental power. Awesome. You have achieved the mental power that the green flame flying sword cannot attach to. Whenever you open the blade, the attack will be more fierce than the green flame flying sword. Real. Even now, in terms of pure attack power, the box of domination can hit people harder than the green flame flying sword. After all, flying swords have limits. As for this box, there is no limit to how far it can hold telepathy. Go. Chin Yu did what he thought of and immediately commanded the box to smash towards the alloy door. Buzz. The metal box vibrated slightly in the air, breaking through the air in an instant without any sound of breaking wind. At the same time, Chin Yu also felt that the shape of the box changed slightly during the flight. In front of the box, there seemed to be several bumps that suddenly appeared. There was no time to check in detail. Bang! The box crashed directly into the metal door and was completely submerged. Such a generous shape, actually running through it. When Chin Yu saw this, he was immediately shocked. The magic of the box has surpassed Chin Mu's knowledge. Whoosh! Under the control of telekinesis, the box flew back into his hand. Chin Yu stepped forward to inspect the alloy door. At first glance, the damage looked like the result of a blunt object impact. Unfortunately, it's not possible. Chin Yu tried his best to control the flying sword but couldn't break it, and blunt objects knocked it away. Then he had to have a chance to control it, right? Also, I clearly felt that there was a bulge in the front of the box. Look inside the damage again. The S-grade alloy features extremely smooth cuts in 5 places. The angle and shape of the incision, after recovery, looks like it was caused by a flying sword thrust. Could it be? What was bulging out of the box just now was a sword. The box itself is only used to store the sword. Hiss. So outrageous. Chin Yu secretly gasped and looked at the box again. Try again. This time, all 14 mental powers were unleashed, but instead of smashing the box, they used their mental powers to squeeze the box crazily. Jung. 5 sword edges slowly forced out from the front of the box with the sound of metal friction. Damn it, is it really coming out? Chin Yu was excited. The 5 sword edges lost control and they immediately retreated. Come again. ... Half an hour later, Chin Yu finally forced out all 5 sword edges. The sword is 1 meter long, as thin as a cicada's wing, and has a cold blade. It has a hilt at the end and a butt. The actual length of the sword is only about 70 centimeters. Even so, this length far exceeds the flying blade, and is almost the same length as the combined length of the green flame flying sword. It's too difficult to control the 5 handles, and it can't fly at all. Chin Yu didn't know what material this sword was made of, but it was extremely difficult to control. Readjust. Instead, only 1 sword edge was forced out. This makes it a lot easier. I can explode with all my strength. Chin Yu commanded the flying sword and blasted straight towards the alloy gate. Almost inaudible. FK. Direct breakdown. Chin Mu's pupils shrank sharply. He called back the flying sword and slashed. Suddenly, the flying sword slashed down diagonally in the air. It easily cut through the S-class alloy and made a sword mark several meters long on the door. Powerful. Chin Yu sighed in surprise. This box, no, it's a sword box. This sword box is a telepathy weapon, and it is a telepathy weapon for high-level telepathy masters. It requires at least the strength of a master to use it. Chin Yu took back the flying sword and looked at the sword box again. The sword body is as thin as a cicada's wing, and with such a large shape, there is no room for only 5 flying swords. But now, I can only force out 5 handles. There is only 1 handle that can actually be used. That is the most powerful sword that condenses 14 strands of mental power. That's right. Chin Mu's strongest weapon now is this sword box. This sword box has no pressure at all for the telekinesis that the green flame flying sword cannot contain. It may be able to accommodate dozens of telekinesis. When the time comes, as long as you have enough mental power, even a great master will have to retreat from the edge. Not just because of the power of thoughts. What's more, this sword box is of extraordinary quality. S-grade alloys can be easily punctured and scratched. This is a super alloy that even the Grandmaster cannot break. It shows that Longxing has the strongest defense. Of course, that black armor needs to be eliminated. The strongest sword, the strongest shield, who is stronger? Chin Mu immediately shook his head. Go play with eggs. Who is so free to destroy the baby? The black armor protects your life, and the sword box attacks. Coupled with his tens of millions of attacks, among the masters, I am afraid that he will go sideways, right? Tisk, tisk, we are not the Grand Master yet, and the Commander-in-Chief has not even arrived yet. If I am promoted to Grand Master, who can stop me? Chin Mu originally thought that it would take a long time to compete with the real master. Who would have thought? A battle armor and a sword box. Just let yourself take off completely. A warrior's combat power depends not only on his cultivation, but also on his equipment. The effects of good equipment cannot be compensated by 1 or 2 levels of cultivation. Fortunately, Lu Tian is not a mind master. Otherwise, this sword box will definitely not wait for him. As for the armor, Lu Tian might actually have one. A warrior wouldn't leave the best equipment at home and go out to fight in a beggar's outfit, right? No, Lu Tian doesn't have the master sword box, but he may still have a weapon in his hand that surpasses the S-class sword. No wonder Bai Qingyan and the others can't handle Lu Tian. If there really is a fight, Lu Tian will have no chance of killing the Grand Master, right? Chin Mu deduced it for a while and then stopped thinking about it. The warehouse still needs to be organized. Equipment inventory is complete. Inside are various animal cores, materials, and medicines. Beast cores, materials, these things are valuable, but I can't recognize many of them, and they can't display their value, so they can only be sold. Chin Mu was more concerned about medicines. Strengthened healing potion. Strengthening potion for the body. Well, keep some of these as spares. Chin Mu walked to the end and saw the same 2 glass cabinets, which contained several bottles of medicine stored at low temperature. Boom! The glass shattered directly. S-level life potion, 25 pieces. SSS level life potion, 2 pieces. True dragon potion, 1 stick. Hiss, there is actually an SSS level life potion. Chin Mu didn't know what the true dragon potion was, but he had heard about the SSS level life potion. It is rumored that the SSS level life potion can even kill people and turn their flesh to bones. With just 1 breath, everything can be restored immediately, and severed limbs can be reborn. What's more important is that SSS level life potions can even restore the human body's past injuries. It can be called the most powerful potion for strengthening the body. No warrior is required, even ordinary people can use it without any side effects. Healing when there is an injury does not strengthen the foundation and strengthen the origin. Of course, if there is really no injury, generally no one will use this to strengthen the origin, it is too expensive. To strengthen a warrior, he or she can use body strengthening agents at most. That thing has side effects, harms the essence of the human body, and squeezes out potential. The life potion will not increase much power, but it will strengthen the source and increase the potential. This is the difference between the 2 potions. The cheapest of the former is worth hundreds of thousands. And the latter, tens of billions. That's the difference. Click. Chin Mu clenched his fists fiercely. I was thinking about buying a bottle for my mother before, but I can only look at the price, 53 billion. The half-price discount is close to 30 billion. Not to mention a warrior, even a grandmaster cannot afford this thing. Moment. Chin Mu transferred several ultra-rare medicines to the cryogenic box nearby. But you can't just get the thing, and the potion will go bad because of one of your mistakes. Got everything. Chin Mu didn't want to wait any longer, so he flew his shield to clear the way and left the ground. After a while, Chin Mu returned to the martial arts community. Mom and Xiao Yun are both asleep. Chin Mu did not alarm the two of them, let alone explain to his mother. 53 billion potions. If my mother knew, it would be okay to scare her half to death. The medicine itself comes in a quick injection package. After Chin Mu took it out, he injected it directly. Yongling was unresponsive in her sleep. She just felt as if she had been bitten by a mosquito and subconsciously moved her body. Chin Mu followed the moonlight and looked at his mother's arm. The scars left by years of work disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye. At the same time, Yongling's breathing became more and more steady. Good, Chin Mu secretly shouted in his heart, his eyes twinkling slightly. After working hard for so many years, my mother finally cleared away the clouds and saw the blue sky. And the little sister, strengthen the foundation and cultivate the talent. Now that he had brought the two potions back, Chin Mu had no intention of keeping them. The medicine kills people and turns their flesh to bones. It sounds good to save your life. But Chin Mu doesn't think there is any huge danger. As long as next month passes, no one in the entire Dragon Star will be able to hurt me. Waiting for the life potion to be injected into Chin Yun, Chin Mu left another note, telling his mother not to tell anyone about her physical changes and not to go out recently. She would explain everything after she comes back. After everything was done, he left. On the road, Chin Mu suddenly turned around and did not return to the martial arts gym. Instead, he changed his route and dialed the video for Ling Chinzu. Ling Chinzu was woken up from her sleep and rubbed her eyes. It's 2 o'clock at night. Are you the god of war all night long? Don't you need to rest? Do you have anything to say at this time? In her words, Ling Chinzu's anger gradually became uncontrollable. If you don't come now, we won't talk about a business worth hundreds of billions. Chin Mu replied calmly. 100 billion. Ling Chinzu sneered and said angrily, when I go to bed, I don't talk about anything, let alone hundreds of billions, just. Speaking of which, Ling Chinzu was suddenly shocked, as if a basin of cold water had been poured on her whole body, and she suddenly woke up. No. How much did you say? 100 billion, Chin Mu. Well, at least 100 billion. Puff, Ling Chinzu spurted out on the spot. Isn't this wood going to be installed? The Tianlu Group's entire warehouse was lost, and this was widely spread in the circles of the Wansheng Alliance. Everyone is waiting to see who is shipping. Those guys' eyes were all red. Blood red, blood red. The actual wealth of Tianlu Group is definitely more than what appears on the surface. That warehouse might be richer than the entire Lingwu Group. Classmate Chin Mu, where are you? Ling Chinzu's tone suddenly became like the spring breeze blowing on her face. There is a Zhongyan club on the middle road of the city. It has a nice environment. How about? No, I'd better not go there. You can just come to my house. Chin Mu didn't care, he just wanted to find a place where they could talk. He had originally chosen a place in the wild, but Ling Chinzu's home seemed safer. Villa in the center of Zhongcheng. Ling Chinzu, wearing a cute pink bunny pajamas, ran out and opened the door. Mumu, why did you come so fast? Chin Mu rolled his eyes. I'm flying, do I still need to wait for the red light? Oh, right, then come in quickly. As Ling Chinzu spoke, she stretched out her little head and looked around the door, as if she was a thief with a guilty conscience. Damn, what are you afraid of? Chin Mu said speechlessly. It's like stealing someone in the middle of the night. Base. Ling Chinzu's whole pretty face instantly burned into a cloud of fire. You, don't talk nonsense. Whose girl is out to steal someone at this time? Chin Mu walked in alone. Ling Chinzu took a breath, closed the door, and then returned to the living room. The signal is blocked here. My father sometimes holds meetings here. Finished. Ling Chinzu immediately put on an excited attitude. Show me quickly, what good things are there in the Tianlu Group's warehouse? Chin Mu asked instead without answering. Do you know what's in it? Ling Chinzu tilted her head. Hey, Mu, please don't go so far. How do I know what's in there? It's just that rumors are flying all over the sky now. Some people say that Lu Tian once excavated in ancient ruins alone and obtained a lot of rare good things on Dragon Planet. Hiss. Chin Mu was suddenly startled, and then immediately collected his thoughts. Ling Chinzu was in high spirits and did not pay attention, then continued, Also, some people even say that Lu Tian has equipment that surpasses SSS level. There are armors that even the Grand Masters can't break, and there are armors that can kill the Grand Masters instantly. Weapons, potions that can directly upgrade a warrior to a master, and so on, everything is available. Good guy. Is the accuracy of gossip so high now? Qin Mu didn't believe this was hearsay. Lu Tian. The news must have been leaked by Lu Tian himself. His warehouse, only he knows what's in it. The purpose of exposing the treasures in the warehouse is to let all black market vendors know that the person who sells the things must be the person who moved the warehouse. As long as it is sold, Lucian will definitely be able to find out the information with the help of hackers. Pity. Qin Mu would never sell something of this level, no matter how much money he paid. Can be lost. They are all ordinary goods. When Qin Mu heard this, he couldn't help but joked. I just want to ask, if there are not those things in it, can anyone come and fill it up for me? Phew. Ling Qinzu immediately smiled. What are you thinking? They say it's just hearsay, who would take it seriously? Don't you have any brains? That kind of thing sounds like a lie. If there is even one of those legendary things, I, Ling Qinzu, will swallow this sofa on the spot. Ha, with your intelligence, you might as well start a small business. Otherwise, I'm afraid that no matter how big the Lingwu group is, it won't be able to withstand your troubles. Qin Mu sighed in his heart and said casually, S-level combat knives, 25 pieces, S-level combat uniforms, 15 pieces. I took photos of the rest of the animal cores and materials, and you can count them yourself. Ling Qinzu's eyes flashed, and she immediately began to pluck the beads on her abacus. Wooden, you know the actual cost of the equipment is about 50% of the selling price, right? This batch of goods is so difficult to handle, so I give you 20%. The animal core is easier to deal with. It's 80% based on the market price. I can handle it, right? Qin Mu glanced over coldly and stood up directly. Are you dreaming? 30% equipment. It's really the limit. Ling Qinzu grabbed Qin Mu's clothes. The equipment is 40% off, and the beast core will be 10% off for you, otherwise there is no need to negotiate. That's not profitable, really, Ling Qinzu said in an extremely serious tone. Not making money is your problem. Does it have anything to do with me? You take 10% of a business worth hundreds of billions. Isn't that a lot? If it weren't for the sake of my classmates, I would give up 0.5% at most. Qin Mu refused to give in at all. Ling Qinzu's eyes rolled crazily. Not at all. The maximum equipment here is 15 billion, and the beast core material is probably worth 20 billion. How can you say that 100 billion is such an exaggeration? Snort. Qin Mu raised a smile and showed a photo in his hand. A super alloy warehouse that is fully 30 meters long and wide appears in the photo. When Ling Qinzu saw the photo, her mouth opened wide. Oh my god, this color, this texture, could it be S-grade alloy? The surface layer is S-grade, the mezzanine layer is S-grade, and the rest is A-grade. Qin Mu said calmly. As for the mass, the S-grade is estimated to be about 10 tons. The A-grade is mixed with some B-grade. The total weight is about 800 tons. Wow. As soon as Ling Qinzu heard this number, her two big eyes glowed golden at the same time. The purchase price of S-grade alloy is stable, 5 million per kilogram, which is 50 billion. But the purchase price of grade A is very cheap. Depending on the quality of the cut, the price can be up to 80,000 per kilogram, which is 64 billion. A single warehouse body alloy, worth 114 billion. Including the previous ones, the total price is 150 billion. Qin Mu didn't want to waste time. If you make this price, the items will be delivered immediately. 150 billion. Lingwu Group must have made money. Most of the things here are calculated based on market purchase prices. But if you go to purchase, how much will you purchase in 1 month? Just a few billion. Now with one transaction, the whole year's acquisition volume is settled. With Long Xing's current business model, the group's profits lie not in sales, but in acquisitions. All good things come from the wild. The materials used to make the alloy also come from the wild. The more you acquire, the more you make. This is why every force requires warriors to sell all their harvests to themselves. Ling Qinzu said she would not make money. That's from the perspective of the acquisition market. It's definitely not profitable to buy materials. If it is made into a film and sold, the profit will be doubled. Chin Mu knew what was going on here, but he didn't know how to speak like a lion. You can't just open a commercial company just to ship goods, right? Even if you want to do it, you have to raise the capital first and then talk about it later. Chin Mu, don't bargain, I won't accept it. Puff. Ling Chinzu didn't say anything, but was yelled back, how can you look at me like this? I'm not bargaining. I mean, can I pay in installments? 150 billion. If Lingwu Group were to take it out all at once, a lot of funds would be lost. Chin Mu got up and left. Installment, how can it be? Snapped. Ling Chinzu reached out again and grabbed Chin Mu. She lowered her voice and gritted her teeth and said, wait a minute, I'm going to check the company account. I'm just going to borrow it. I'll find a way to lend it to you today. 2 hours later, in an abandoned warehouse of Lingwu Group Company, Ling Chinzu was waiting alone in the corner. Boom. The floor of the warehouse suddenly cracked, and immediately after, a super warehouse with the luster of S-class alloy appeared directly in front of her. Wow, Ling Chinzu was stunned. I have seen a lot of black market transactions with my father, but this is the first time I have seen someone carrying goods like this. Nianshi, such a big thing can come and go freely underground. Awesome, awesome. Bang. Chin Mu kicked open the alloy warehouse door. A little something. Ling Chinzu couldn't inform anyone about this kind of transaction, she could only order it herself. Fortunately, the value of the items was too high, the profit was sufficient, and she didn't need to order too carefully. If there was a big difference, she could already laugh her head off. This girl is an expert at making money. I, Ling Chinzu, am Zhang Cheng, no. He is the investment god of Lone Star. Inside the entire batch, nothing prickly at all. The alloy comes out directly after smelting, and the beast core is made casually without writing the name. As for the potion, of course it is not a problem. If there really was something like the rumored artifact, she really didn't dare to do it. If you buy something you know you won't be able to sell, everyone is watching. It doesn't matter now. Make it slowly and ship it slowly. Here, 150 billion. Ling Chinzu waved her hand proudly to transfer the money. It's a good job, I'll see you next time. Chin Mu received the transfer, turned around and jumped into the passage where he came in, licking the gravel back. Boom. Ling Chinzu waited for Chin Mu to leave, then asked in confusion, what does it mean to live a good life? ... The sky is bright. Return to the training room. The items in the warehouse have been processed, and the capital account is also a small account that Ling Chinzu helped create. The only one in doubt. It's those bottles of True Dragon Potion. Can't find it. Chin Mu had never seen it in the mall. Ling Chinzu couldn't ask, and there was no need to check online. Could there be information on the internet that was not available in Zhongcheng Martial Arts School? System. Chin Mu couldn't find anyone, so he could only ask the most clueless person. What is the True Dragon Potion? Open black lens bracket ding. Ask the host to provide physical objects. Close black lens bracket. Hey, sure enough it can. Chin Mu took out a bottle of True Dragon Potion. Open black lens bracket ding. Detected to be a rare medicine for warriors. When warriors take it, they will be 100% promoted to the 9th level of military commander. When generals take it, they will be 100% upgraded to the master level. If taken by a master, it will be 100% improved by 1 level. Grandmaster is invalid. Close black lens bracket. Overbearing. Is that guy Lu Tian really capable of such a domineering thing? Rumor has it that he once excavated ancient ruins alone. Real. It really couldn't be truer. Zhongcheng Martial Arts School may not have even seen this kind of potion. Too domineering. The warrior is directly promoted to the 9th level of military commander. This is still just one of them. The key is the master. If you take it at the general level, you can instantly become a master and be respected by thousands of people. System. What if it's me? Are there any side effects? A single dose has minor side effects and has no impact on upgrading system functions. Close black lens bracket. Tip. Continuous use may result in decreased body control, shortened lifespan, and reduced martial arts talent. Close black lens bracket. Take drugs. Why are you hesitating? Chin Mu's martial arts cultivation has progressed slowly, and he is still at the 9th level of apprenticeship. No time to upgrade. A little side effect doesn't matter as long as it doesn't delay the system's subsequent upgrade of martial arts cultivation. Raise the starting point to reach the finish line faster. Phew. Chin Mu picked one up and stuck it on his arm. Hiss. The moment the medicine enters the body, Chin Mu felt as if the blood all over his body was being stung and burning. Muscles twitched, bones buzzed. Plop, plop. The beating of my heart was like thunder in my ears. System, did you forget to mention that taking it at the apprentice level will have any effect? Open black lens bracket ding. The gap between the 9th level apprentice and the warrior is not obvious, it is just a watershed caused by the poor physical condition of human beings. After the host uses the medicine, he may experience a certain degree of pain, so please ignore it. Close black lens bracket. Damn it, ignore. What you said is so simple. All over the body. There is no place that does not hurt. The system is still good. The entire upgrade process is painless. Torment. Chin Mu was tortured for half an hour. Open black lens bracket ding. The effect of the potion is initially revealed, the host level is improved, and the current level of the general is 2nd level. Close black lens bracket. Damn, didn't you say the 9th level military commander? Chin Mu rubbed the sore skin and muscles all over his body. The performance of the medicine cannot be compared with the system upgrade. It needs to be practiced in conjunction with martial arts to fully exert its effect. Close black lens bracket. If you use the 18 blood fighting styles, it is expected that the entire process will take 30 days, and the final level will be above the 8th level of the general, with a small probability of reaching the 9th level. Close black lens bracket. Okay, Chin Mu doesn't rely on warriors to survive anyway. The most appropriate thing for a 2nd level general is to improve his ability to resist attacks. It hurts so much that I can't sleep. Practice first and then talk. Chin Mu drew out his sword and used his sword skills in one move after another. Really, as I became familiar with the knife skills, the pain all over my body gradually decreased. Kind of. The more you practice, the better you feel. Chin Mu finished practicing and went to the bathroom to take a bath. Panel. Chin Mu. Upgrade points. 0. Martial arts cultivation. Military general level 2. Mind power cultivation level. Ruler level 9. Warrior skills. 18 styles of bloody fighting. Psychic power skills. Basic telepathy level 6. Unique mind excellent level 8. Chin Mu couldn't help but laugh when he saw the panel. I upgraded my mind master all the way, but now my general level is higher. Equipment and medicine play a much greater role in cultivation than I thought before. A bottle of potion. Promoted to the 2nd level of military commander on the spot. This is a dream for all apprentices, right? At first. What were you thinking about in the first place? If I hadn't cultivated enough as a telepathic teacher, I would have been able to live another 8 lifetimes with this potion without even being able to see what the bottle looks like. Chin Mu knew it in his heart. The teacher is the source of one's strength. It is best if the warrior can use potions to improve his level. If not, he can only wait. 3 days later, Chin Mu uniquely raised his mind to level 9, perfect. The power of telepathy increases by 1. At the same time, the power of telekinesis has reached the 2nd level of the commander, which is on par with the warriors. The power of telepathy increased again by 2 channels. 17 thoughts. With the 2nd level cultivation of the commander, the basic attack is 200,000. After all the increases, the total attacks exceeded 30 million. Boom. Guo Yue knocked on the door and came in, saying seriously. Chin Mu, the martial arts conference is about to start. You have been in seclusion for the past few days and have not even entered the martial arts temple. Do you really want to force yourself to participate? Certainly, Chin Mu said calmly. Don't worry about the martial arts conference. I want to ask what state the Grand Master is in. Specifically, how many attacks does the Grand Master have? Guo Yue looked over with a surprised look on his face. You haven't even touched the corner of the Grand Master's clothes, so you want to see the Grand Master. Tisk, I know you are a genius, but geniuses can't aim too high. Said Guo Yue patiently persuaded Qin Mu while leading him to the training room of the martial arts temple. Master Nian, you are indeed special. You don't need to strengthen your body like a warrior. You just need to master enough flying blades with your telekinesis, and you can rival the master in attack. For example, Bai Qingyan, although she is only at the 9th level of the commander, she can be among the top 100 in the Grandmaster ranking. Damn it, of course she has enough flying blades and the green flame flying sword is strong enough. I still know a little bit about your talent. You can practice very quickly. Soon, you may be able to reach the master level in attack. But Grandmaster, don't even think about it. Guo Yue turned his head seriously. You may not know yet, but in terms of cultivation level, even the White Sword sect has not yet broken through to the Grand Master. In the entire Dragon Star, there is not a single Mind Master who has broken through to the Grand Master realm. White Sword sect, not the Grand Master. Qin Mu looked at Guo Yue in surprise. Oh, now you know how difficult it is to be a great master, right? Guo Yue said in a shocked voice. Be more explicit. The entry point for Grandmaster is 1 million attacks. And the Grand Master's entry? 100 million. Sure enough. When Qin Mu heard this, he felt it was reasonable. The 9th level of the Grandmaster has 10 million attacks, but it is still 90 million short of the Great Grandmaster. No wonder. There is also a ranking list for the Grandmaster level. Too many warriors are stuck at the Grandmaster level and cannot be promoted. Huge gap in combat power. Can't even be treated as a realm colleague. They are both at the 9th level of Grandmaster, one with 10 million and the other with 90 million. There's a huge difference in combat power. Guo Yue looked at Qin Mu's indifferent expression, and immediately raised the corners of his mouth at a 90-degree angle, and roared, there are still 90 million left. That means 9 Grandmasters are missing. Peak Grandmaster. Only those who exceed 10 million are eligible to enter the Grandmaster ranking. Only by breaking the ceiling and reaching the top of the rankings can you be promoted to Grandmaster. That's a realm that completely changes the world and transcends the world into a saint. Just one. The Grand Master can fly across the sky, and the color of the world changes with his hand. This is not a mortal realm. The pinnacle of martial arts. Only the Great Master. Tisk. It's not that exaggerated. I only need 1 day. Well, as long as you have the exercises, 1 day is enough. Without the technique, it would just be a matter of waiting a few more days. No pressure. Guo Yue stared at Qin Mu's expressionless face, his lungs almost bursting with anger. He finally suppressed his emotions and then slowly spoke. It's good to have talent and confidence. But don't be overconfident, otherwise you will definitely fall into a big hole. Call. Guo Yue sighed in his heart. The alliance leader is wise and suggested that Qin Mu participate in the martial arts conference. All geniuses are proud. Only by seeing the pinnacle of martial arts and experiencing blows, Qin Mu may be able to wake up, work hard, and take further steps. Think of this. The two also arrived at the training room. Qin Mu, I just want to remind you one thing. Guo Yue said while verifying the procedures. After the alliance leader changes the rules, the Grandmasters of Wanzhong Pavilion will also participate in the martial arts conference to compete for places. Tell me someone you know, Bai Qingyan. She also wants to participate in the martial arts competition and compete for a spot. Qin Mu remembered that Bai Qingyan had a quota and entered the trial this time. Now the leader has a word. The quota will be cancelled, and the quota will be reapplied. Director, according to you, if Wanjian joins the competition, will the competition become more intense? Otherwise. Guo Yue grinned. The reason why the alliance leader fixed a quota for Wanjian is not to take care of Wanjian, but to restrict Wanjian and give other mind masters a chance. If all the Wanzhong pavilions are successful, the remaining Nian masters will probably only be able to compete for the last place. At the same time, Wushan Temple Square. Many mind masters from Wanzhong Pavilion gathered here. White Sword Sect, Bai Ming, dressed in white, with his hands behind his back, slowly said, my sword pavilion has occupied a fixed quota for many years and has been criticized all the time. I know how unhappy you are. Although a mind master is special, he is also a warrior. Since it is a martial arts competition, how can there be any reason to exclude mind masters? Bai Qingyan looked solemn, clasped his fists and said, "Pavilion Master, please rest assured. In this conference, we will definitely live up to the reputation of the Zhang Pavilion." Ha! A smile appeared on the corner of Bai Zhangzong's mouth. "I don't have high expectations for you. Now that these 10 trial quotas have been released, they all belong to me, Wanjian Pavilion." Quota. 10 in total. Then Wanjian needs 10. War. Dozens of mind masters shouted loudly. Don't forget your original intention. Live up to your cultivation. Raise the power of Zhongge. Sweep away the ferocious beasts in the world. ... In the training room. Now, this is the login device of Wushan Temple. You will be prompted to bind it at the beginning. Don't move. Just ignore it and log in. Guo Yue, as the supervisor, naturally went to watch the battle and put it on himself first. Qin Mu took the white metal hairpin and put it on his forehead. "Hey, you are logging into the Yuanverse network. Do you want to bind your identity?" A mechanical female voice sounded directly in my mind. Qin Mu didn't speak for a moment. The scene in front of me changed instantly. The original training room disappeared, and instead a magnificent ancient palace appeared in front of him. Where your feet are, it is a square made of bluestone. Not far away, everyone in Wanjiang Pavilion was dressed in white and carried sword sheaths on their backs, making them particularly conspicuous. The white sword sect actually showed up in person. Guo Yue whispered, "It seems that not a single quota is reserved for outsiders." Qin Mu looked over and frowned slightly. "Didn't I say that the Grand Master and the Grand Master have to guard the dragon's nest? Why are they here?" Guo Yue pulled Qin Mu. "Confidential information, please don't spread it outside. The Alliance has decided to temporarily confront Dragon Nest. As long as Dragon Nest doesn't move, we won't move. The Grand Master can leave partially, and the Grand Master will be in charge. If anything happens, it will be handled through the Martial Arts Temple." There is good news from the Alliance Technology Department. The Martial God Temple may be promoted on a small scale next year. It is not as urgent as it is now. Urgent need. Isn't the Temple of Martial Arts a 100% simulated metaverse? What does it mean to a warrior? Guo Yue saw Qin Mu's face and immediately knew what he was thinking. "Did you see the room on the left? The door number shows blue and is unoccupied. It's available. You can practice at will and use it as you like without worrying about breaking anything. If you want to fight any ferocious beast, just say so and the wisdom of the Martial God Temple will make arrangements for you." No need for actual combat, but can it have actual combat effects? Not bad indeed. Qin Mu thought to himself, "I'll ask Ling Qinzu if they have any for sale later. I'll get one for myself first." At this time, everyone exited the center of the square one after another and lined up on both sides. In the Shengzhaowu Temple, a middle-aged man with a tall stature and a resolute face came forward with his feet on the air, making a loud noise with every step. The entire body of the armor was a different color of silver gray. Judging from the shape, it seemed to be similar to the black armor that Qin Mu got. Wu Poxing, the strongest one in Dragon Star. Apart from him, there is no other man who can appear alone and shock all warriors. It has been decades since the martial arts conference was launched. Wu Poxing spoke directly. His voice was like a dragon bell, deafening. Even in the environment of the Yuan universe, it shocked people's hearts. This year, something must change. Because Dragon Star has encountered a threat that it has never encountered before. The words fell. The projections of 3 dragon nests appeared above the square. Among them, the 9th-level ferocious dragons were circling, and the super-level dragons roared, creating waves of pressure. It was as if they were actually there. Boom! There was a commotion in the square. The Grand Master knows the secrets of Dragon's Nest, and some martial arts gym staff may also know them, but most martial artists don't know. Wu Poxing announced the matter in the first sentence of the opening sentence, which shows his courage. The Alliance's resolution was originally to conceal this matter. That's what I thought too. But those who can participate in the conference today are all outstanding warriors below the level of Grandmaster, even genius warriors. You will soon stand in the ranks of Grandmasters and become a member of the Guardian Dragon Star. It's pressure. Similarly, it's also motivation. Every word Wu Poxing spoke was very simple, without any speaking skills, but under the influence of that tyrannical strength, every word could shock people's hearts. 100 years ago, during the Great Cataclysm, ferocious beasts were rampant. The strongest among us warriors has only just reached the threshold of becoming a general. Now, martial artists have resources that we didn't have before, they have an environment that we didn't have before, more teachings, and fewer detours. But in the past 100 years, I haven't seen the newcomers surpass the former. There is no wave behind that can repel the wave before. Wu Poxing's eyes swept across the audience. To be honest, I'm very disappointed. Qin Mu was secretly speechless when he heard this. 100 years. Wu Poxing, life in vain, no one can shake the status of these strong men. Qin Mu originally thought that this was just the respect of the newcomers for their predecessors. Now when I heard it, I realized that there was no one stronger than Wu Poxing. Wu Poxing waved with one hand. Get up. Square center. A dragon's nest actually rose out of thin air. I hope that after this martial arts conference, under the heavy pressure of the Ninth Order Dragon Nest, you, the younger generation, can break through yourselves. Break through the constraints. Become the guardian dragon star and the backbone of your homeland. After finishing one sentence, Wu Poxing announced directly without waiting for anyone to reply. The first round of this martial arts competition is the selection competition. Everyone enters the dragon's lair at the same time, kills the ferocious beasts, and earns points. The top 30 warriors and top 30 Nianshi with the highest points will advance to the second round of eliminations. Start. Give an order. The ground in the center of the square expanded thousands of times. Virtual Dragon Lair, almost restored 1-to-1. All warriors participating in the conference can enter at any location of their choice. At the same time, in the sky in front of Dragon Nest, a points list appeared, and the names of the contestants were listed one by one. Temporary rules. Guo Yue didn't know there would be such a change. 30 Nian teachers. It's a lot of pressure. To know, there are more than 30 Nian teachers from Wanjianj participating in this competition. If we really act ruthlessly, Wanjianj might just contract the top 30. Guo Yue felt bad in his heart. If it's an arena competition, maybe Wanjianj can be internally consumed. Now it seems that there is no such thing. Opportunity. Qin Mu took a brief look at the vicinity of the dragon's nest. The level of ferocious beast starts from the 5th level, and does not go up to the 9th level. Very good, it's easy now. Guo Yue was stunned. Before he could speak, Qin Mu had already stepped on the shield and flew out. Suddenly, a figure flew next to him. Qin Mu. Bai Chuya shouted loudly. I told you, there will be a fight in this martial arts conference. The one with more points wins, and the loser will eat the dust. Ha! Qin Mu almost forgot about this guy, but unexpectedly he remembered it clearly. Losers eat dust. You don't have to eat too much. Just get 2 or 3 pounds of it if you want. Bai Chuya narrowed his eyes and said coldly, in an actual battle, the outcome is uncertain. This time, you are not the only one with so many ferocious beasts. Say harsh words. Bai Chuya stepped on the flying sword and rushed towards the dragon's nest quickly. Qin Mu was not in a hurry. Take a look at the dragon's nest environment first, and be prepared next time you come here. Not a moment. Bai Qingyan came over. Qin Mu, this time the alliance leader personally set the rules. The purpose is to select and train those with the strongest talents. The reward for the winner is not just as simple as the domination trial. Qin Mu raised his eyebrows and said, don't worry. The commander is at the 9th level and has a fighting ability in the Grandmaster ranking. He has a chance to be in the top 3. Top 3. Bai Qingyan was slightly startled. The champion can only be me. Even if it is a points competition, the highest one must be me. Damn it, are all the people in the Bai family extremely confident? Qin Mu shrugged slightly and did not answer. Seeing this, Bai Qingyan thought for a moment and couldn't help but whisper, Qin Mu. Is it really you who was the ruling Grandmaster that day? Okay, even if it's you. So what? Bai Qingyan raised her head proudly and said, which of the Wanjianj masters who came to participate in the martial arts conference this time does not have the strength of a Grandmaster? Your talent is good, but you underestimate the telepathy master. Hearing this, Qin Mu blinked his eyes, then smiled and said, Director Bai seems to be very confident. How about another gamble? Bai Qingyan pondered for a moment. Bet, of course. But your score must be among the top 3 in points to be considered a winner. As for the bet, it's up to you. Chin Mu waved his hand casually and said, "Why are you being so serious? I'm not a robber. If you make it into the top 3, you can just give me 2 or 3 of the landing equipment from the martial arts temple." "Well, just 3. Hiss. Dare you bet?" Bai Qingyan was stunned again. "Think clearly, among all the contestants, the top 3 will be ranked." "Certainly," Chin Mu replied calmly. Bai Qingyan still hesitated and said, "The Wuxi temple equipment is sold by the Wanshang Alliance for 30 billion, and 3 of them are worth 90 billion. The stakes are not small. What do you want to give me?" Chin Mu said directly, "Whatever you say, you can decide whether you win or not." Puff. Bai Qingyan burst out on the spot. "You can decide whether you win or not. I think you want to join me directly in Wanzhong Pavilion, right? HMPH. You are young, but you are very calculating. Even if you don't get a place in the martial arts conference, you can still get a trial opportunity by joining me, Wanzhong Pavilion. Depend on. What's your logic?" Before Chin Mu opened his mouth, Bai Qingyan handed over the contract. "Sign it, you will be mine after signing." "Ha." Chin Mu signed the gambling agreement and immediately grinned. "Manager Bai, it's not dark yet. If you want to dream, let's talk about it in a few hours." Temple of Martial Arts. In the main hall, there is a long table made of dragon wood. 12 high-backed chairs. Wu Boxing is in the center. On the left is the White Sword Sect, and on the right is the founder of the Bayi Martial Arts School, the Gun King Han Yi. The rest of the people seated are all members of the Warriors Alliance. Martial Arts Director, if we let go of the martial arts competition this time and adopt a points system, I am afraid that all the rankings will be given to me, Wanzhong Pavilion. Bai Ming said with a slight smile. The telepathy masters of Wanzhong Pavilion have some advantages, but I have also reserved 30 warrior quotas. Wu Boxing looked at Dragon Nest with serious eyes. For 100 years, Dragon Star's warriors have not lacked resources, but they have lost their blood. This time, they simulated the dragon's nest and entered alone. You can tell whether it's a dragon or an insect at a glance. The resources of Dragon Star can no longer be provided casually to those warriors who cannot contribute to Dragon Star. As soon as these words came out, many lawmakers nodded in agreement. But some people are dissatisfied. William Norden, a powerful member of the 10,000 Merchant Alliance, immediately frowned and said, "Warriors, whether inside or outside the city, are working hard for the development of mankind. Is it inappropriate for the leader of the alliance to deny the efforts of a large number of warriors in one sentence?" Snort. Bai Ming Lengqi said, "Since we are in the city and there is no danger, is there any point in improving our cultivation?" "What do you mean there is no danger?" William immediately retorted. "The warriors in the city only don't go out to hunt frequently during their training period. When their strength increases, they will naturally play their role." "Enough." Wu Boxing stopped him coldly. "This matter does not need to be discussed further. Regardless of whether the alliance is approved or not, the resource allocation of Boxing Martial Arts School will be modified." William's eyes flashed with a cold light. "Alliance leader, if such a major matter is not reviewed by the alliance, I am afraid that it will not be able to convince the public." "Not convinced? Who is not convinced?" Wu Boxing glanced around, but no one dared to say a word. After a while, everyone, Gun King Han Yi pondered and said, "Today is the martial arts conference. You should see if there are any talents worth cultivating. Otherwise, the crisis in Dragon Nest will always hang over Long Xing's head. Bai Qingyan's strength is number 1, there is no doubt about it." Bai Ming replied casually, "There is a little guy named Qin Mu who is worthy of attention." The words fell. Intelligently and automatically call up the standings. Number 1. Bai Qingyan, 720 points. NO2. Qi Jun, 530 points. NO183. Qin Mu, 100 points. 183. Bai Ming was a little surprised. According to the news, this young man is likely to have the combat power of a master, which must be at least 50. Even without the combat power of the Grand Master. According to what Qingyan said, the only skill that can be read in one day's mind should be above the generals in combat power. With the Qingyan flying sword, it should be easy to earn points, at least within 100. Bring up the battle screen. Aha! Qin Mu's figure appeared in front of everyone. I saw his envoy's shield flying slowly in the dragon's nest without any sign of fighting. His expression looked like he was traveling. Unless a ferocious beast takes the initiative to attack, Chinmu doesn't even bother to move. What are you doing? Does he know this is a martial arts conference assessment? Some congressmen raised questions and pulled up Chinmu's information. Level 2 ruler. Can you come to the martial arts tournament at this level? Who applied? Are there any rules? Inside the martial arts temple, members of Congress denounced him. Bai Ming looked at Wu Poxing from the corner of his eye and said calmly, "It is the rule that the master of the martial arts conference does not leave. But when will it start that even warriors must be approved to participate?" This, everyone pondered slightly. Deputy Leader Bai, the martial arts conference is to determine the geniuses and determine the allocation of training resources for the second year. It is obvious that ordinary warriors cannot compete, so there is no need to waste time, right? Oh, the corners of Bai Ming's eyes suddenly rose. May I ask the leader, is this really the purpose of the martial arts conference? Wu Poxing answered flatly, martial arts conference. From the beginning, it was a touchstone created to train and test warriors. If you are a warrior, you can participate. As for deciding on talents and allocating resources, that is a matter for later. Hiss. As soon as these words came out, only then did all the members remember. That's right. Decades ago, when the martial arts conference was held, this was indeed what was said. A member of parliament spoke up. At the same time, William also added, "It is indeed okay for Chinmu to participate. But, with his lazy appearance now, he really doesn't take the martial arts conference seriously at all. Other warriors are fighting ferocious beasts to gain points. What do you think he is doing?" William couldn't help but show a sarcastic expression. Wandering around in the dragon's lair, avoiding fighting, I think this kind of person is the warrior who is not qualified to obtain resources, as the leader just said, right? Yeah, the councilman next to him echoed. This time, using the dragon's nest simulation, we can find those cowards who have no courage, so as to avoid wasting resources. I propose that even if Chinmu gets a ranking, he won't be able to get any rewards. He should also notify his martial arts school and cut off all his resources. We even have to force him to return his previous investments so that he can serve as a warning to others. Bai Ming suddenly laughed when he heard this. Didn't Congressman Carmen just say that Chinmu is not qualified to participate? Why are you worried about him getting a ranking now? Snort. Councillor Carmen snorted coldly. Why should Deputy Leader misinterpret my meaning? Whether he gets a ranking or not, this kind of warrior should be dealt with in the same way as before. Before Bai Ming could speak, Wu Poxing suddenly spoke. I agree with Carmen. Bai Ming was suddenly stunned and said in deep thought, Alliance Leader, this Chinmu is a good candidate for a genius telepathy master. Ha ha ha, Carmen smiled. Sure enough, the Alliance Leader still has vision. Such a courageous warrior should strip away his resources and let him support himself. Genius telepathy master. Okay, this Chinmu must have signed a genius contract and received a large amount of money. Now we have to make him pay it back. If he can't pay it back, we will calculate the debt with interest. Force him to fight the beast and pay back the debt. In this case, this genius is somewhat valuable. Hiss. All the congressmen were secretly dumbfounded by this approach, and they all looked at Wu Poxing. Since everyone has this idea, I agree, let's vote. Wu Poxing said directly. In this martial arts competition, all warriors who are judged as not daring to fight against ferocious beasts will be deprived of their reward quotas and their past investments will be recovered. All reconsider. Carmen was the first to raise her hand. Reconsideration. William raised his hand. The other congressmen saw it and immediately said, reconsideration. In the end, all that's left is a wasted life. Deputy Leader, if you have anything to say, you can just say it. Carmen leaned back on the chair leisurely and said with a hint of provocation. Bai Ming frowned slightly. I only have one question, how to judge whether a warrior dare not fight against the ferocious beast. Wu Poxing defined it directly. I have ordered the intelligence to modify the number of ferocious beasts in the dragon nest. The low-level ferocious beasts on the periphery will be killed soon. Here, Wu Poxing pointed to the core area of the dragon's nest. At the end, those who dare not break into the core area of the dragon's nest will all be judged as not daring to fight the ferocious beasts. The other congressmen were stunned. Bai Ming nodded immediately. Okay. I agree. Carmen was confused. Leader, isn't this a vote to confirm that Qin Mu is a coward warrior? Bai Ming is now as calm as water. Congressman Carmen, everyone has approved your proposal, what's the problem? Do you think that warriors who dare not enter the core area in the virtual dragon's lair are not considered cowards? When Carmen looked at Bai Ming, she couldn't help but feel secretly shocked. What happened? Could it be that these two old guys had agreed in advance to come out to act? Wu Poxing said a word. Not only Carmen, but also the other congressmen were worried. Unanimous vote. You can just wait for the results quietly now. Wu Poxing finished speaking sternly, but he was laughing in his heart. This guy Bai Ming always has a dead face, but I didn't expect him to be so lifelike when he acted. Then, Wu Poxing looked at Qin Mu, who was still shopping in Dragon's Nest. As for this little guy, is he checking the terrain of the Dragon's Nest? If that's true, then I, Long Xing, will probably have one more fierce and capable commanding master. Inside the Dragon's Nest, Qin Mu finished his tour and asked, have you finished scanning the map? Xiaoyi's mini figure appeared in front of her eyes. Yes, master, everything is done. In the Temple of Martial Arts, it can actually connect to intelligence, which saves Qin Mu a lot of effort. Good, the map is done. Next, let's kill. Qin Mu turned the shield under his feet, took a passage hundreds of meters wide, and rushed into the Dragon's Nest. Outside the Dragon's Nest, the ferocious beast is level 5, level 6. Cross the passage, enter the core area of Dragon's Lair. The first ferocious beast Qin Mu saw. Master, this is the earthly dragon, a 7th level ferocious beast. Xiaoyi reminded hurriedly. In front of you, the huge body of the earth-walking dragon is almost 30 meters away. The skin of the whole body is comparable to an alloy. Through the reflection of light, you can actually see the reflection of the earth-walking dragon's skin. 7th level, Grandmaster Realm Ferocious Beast. Qin Mu flew quickly and rushed straight up without losing speed. He pointed a finger in the air. Chua, the green flame flying sword suddenly flashed out. Mid-air, the green flame flying sword separated its sub-swords and was assembled in the blink of an eye. Puff, the moment Di Xinglong sensed danger and raised his head. The flying sword penetrated his forehead and penetrated into his mind. The next second, Qin Mu passed over Dixinglong. Master is great, the points have increased by 700. The current points are 1020 and the ranking is 148. Xiaoyi clapped beside her. Damn it, are you a member of the Kua Kua cult? Qin Mu glanced at Xiaoyi, but secretly made a calculation in his heart. Level 7 Ferocious Beast, 700 points. I just killed a level 6 one and it only scored 60 points. It seems, the points for this martial arts competition were set deliberately. The talented warriors who can participate in the competition must at least have military commander level combat capabilities. As for the telepathy masters of Wanzhong Pavilion, all of them are powerful and can kill monsters very quickly. They can be called ferocious lawnmowers. If the ferocious beast is infinitely skilled, the points will be high. Wanjianji's Nianxi must be on the list. But now, level 6 ferocious beasts don't have many points, and one level 7 beast is worth more than a dozen. No matter how much you farm outside, it won't be more efficient than inside. Tisk, maybe I can't brush it. Qin Mu guessed the logic behind the rules set by the conference. Naturally, it can be thought that the conference cannot release unlimited amounts of ferocious beasts outside, forcing the warrior to enter the core of the dragon's lair. This should be what Wu Poxing thinks. It has nothing to do with me. Qin Mu is not here to score points. Finally, I was able to see what the dragon's nest looked like, so of course I had to fight my way to the inside. With this preparation, in a few days, go directly out of the city and kill the dragon nest. Hey, a super-level ferocious beast must be very valuable. Qin Mu was in the dragon's nest, as if he was in a deserted place. Racing at full speed. When you pass by and see a ferocious beast, it's a sword strike. Instant kill on everything. The green flame flying sword has a total of 12 thoughts. After the increase, the 9th level combat power of the Grandmaster is fully achieved. In conjunction with Qin Mu's 9th level skill, the sword accurately hit the weak spot of the beast, killing it with one blow. Wow, Master instantly killed the 8th level ferocious beast, the leader of the earthly dragon, with one strike. His points increased by 1,600. The current points are 6,520, ranking 9th. Bang! Xiaoyi opened colorful fireworks in front of her eyes and cheered, "Congratulations, Master, for entering the top 10 in the standings. What's the list like now?" Aha! Xiaoyi called up the points competition rankings. Number 1. Bai Qingyan, 12,720 points. NO2. Qi Jun, 11,530 points. NO3. William Kyle, 9,810 points. NO4. Zhang Delong, 8,210 points. NO5. Li Chengwu, 8,130 points. N09. Qin Mu, 6,520 points. Outside the dragon's nest, Bai Qingyan looked at the list while searching for ferocious beasts. Qin Mu, 9th place. When did he climb up? I kept checking the list and gave Qin Mu special attention. Just a minute ago, Qin Mu only had more than 100 people. 1 minute. Brush out 5,000 points. How to brush it? Did he find a group of ferocious beasts again? Bai Qingyan had seen Qin Mu reach the top of the martial arts examination in one fell swoop, so he certainly remembered it deeply. But she is not Bai Chuya. Naturally, he would not be afraid of Qin Mu finding the group of ferocious beasts. But now, she's a little scared, isn't it? Is Qin Mu really so lucky? Why can't I find the group of ferocious beasts? Bai Qingyan was depressed, extremely depressed. I kill animals when I see them in the periphery, but I have never seen what a group of ferocious beasts looks like. Could it be that he entered the core of the dragon's nest? Killed the high-level ferocious dragon? Bai Qingyan was not sure. It's a points race, not a championship race. Brush points and win. For a mind master, killing level 5 and level 6 players is like mowing grass. Of course, they must grind hard and not go to the core area to see. No, we must enter the core area now. Bai Qingyan became more and more upset as he looked around. Qin Mu, you were indeed the ruling Grand Master that day. You lied to me, bastard. By now, even if the ferocious beasts in the core area are really high scoring, with Qin Mu's second level commander level, they cannot be killed even from exhaustion. After Bai Qingyan figured it out, how could he not be angry? Asshole, wait for me. When I enter the core area, you will know that the top 3 in the standings are not so easy to get into. Wanjian's internal chat group. All members obey the order and rush into the core area. Someone made a confused look. Senior Sister Yan, aren't you going to brush up on the outside? We can't leave it to the other warriors, the patriarch has set a target. Bai Qingyan, don't swipe. The core distinction is high. It's too late not to grab it now. Also, Qi Jun and Cheng Wu, you two must help me enter the top 3 in points. If you can't finish it, go back and receive the punishment directly. Damn it, there was a burst of exclamation in the group. Hey, Senior Sister Yan is going crazy. If you two can't finish it, you will end up in a miserable place. Last time, I was thrown into a herd of ferocious beasts in the wild. I was not allowed to fly, and I forced myself to walk my way out of the siege. That guy, I won't say anything, but I was all in tears. At Qingjun, at Li Shengwu, brother, come on. Go, go, go. Temple of Martial Arts. Many congressmen looked at the game as if they had seen a ghost. Isn't that bullshit? He's a second-level telepathic master who kills an 8th-level earthly dragon instantly. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. Without the combat power of a commanding grandmaster, the dragon will never fall to the 8th level in a second. No, you must at least have the strength of the grandmaster ranking to be able to be as casual as him in seconds. Carmen was furious now. Qin Mu, this kid, rushed into the dragon's nest like crazy shortly after the alliance voting ended. Madfac, did you guys discuss this? Are you trying to trick us on purpose? Carmen glanced at Wu Poxing in the distance, secretly turned on the projection, and sent a message, notify everyone to enter the core of the dragon's nest immediately. Qi returns to Qi. But what's even more annoying is that all of his warriors are hunting low-level ferocious beasts on the outside without even looking at the core of the dragon's nest. Isn't this seeking death? It was clearly aimed at Qin Mu just now, but now he would be implicated no matter what. Hey, sending messages is prohibited in the martial temple. If you have any questions, please ask the administrator for permission. What? Carmen was immediately stunned, just about to speak. William slapped the case with his palm and said angrily, "Leader, are you restricting our ability to freely contact the outside world?" Wu Poxing's eyes were as bright as a torch. "How do you know that I restrict my permission to contact the outside world? Does the Alliance leader think I haven't tried it before?" William gritted his teeth and asked. "You can try again." William didn't believe it, so he clicked on the smartphone and was rejected again. "Leader, what do you mean?" "It's not interesting," Wu Poxing said calmly. "If you are contacting outsiders, you can naturally call, but if you are contacting contestants, you will be restricted." Ha! Bai Ming smiled. "We agreed to pick out the cowards through a points competition. No one would want to tip off the news, right?" The expressions of the other congressmen suddenly changed. Boom! Wu Poxing pressed one palm on the table and shouted loudly, "There is no need for cowards among warriors. Not only can you not contact the contestants, but everyone can't contact the contestants now." When William heard this, his whole body was shaken immediately. Conspiracy. This shit is basically a huge conspiracy against the 10,000 Merchants Alliance and the Freedom Group. The warriors participating this year will be judged as cowards. All resources will be completely lost, and the resources will also be confiscated by the Alliance, forcing them to go out of the city to hunt. William couldn't bear this, because his own son was also at this martial arts conference. If you are forced out of the city, or even forced into the dragon's lair, the danger you face will increase countless times. Damn it, how can I get in touch with it? William couldn't think of a solution for a moment. He looked at Qin Mu from the corner of his eyes and suddenly remembered something. "Alliance leader, I demand a suspension." "Ah." The congressman present immediately looked over in surprise. "Tell me your reasons." Wu Poxing did not reject it directly, but asked rhetorically. "Ahem." William straightened his voice and put on a confident smile. "Qin Mu is the murderer of the Zhongcheng tragedy a few days ago. Case solved. His actual cultivation level is that of a grandmaster. He may even be ranked among the grandmasters. With such combat power, he not only failed to obey the orders of the Alliance Grandmaster, but also committed a massacre in Zhongcheng while all the Grandmasters were away. How can such a villain be allowed to continue to participate in the conference? He must be suspended and arrested. Bring him to justice." Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.